the first opportunity to answer this question. If elected mayor, what can you do to encourage your constituents to communicate their concerns to the city?
The first thing I think I would do is I would encourage the city to have a state of the city address, whether it's written or whether it's on our website, whether it's an oral state of the city address. I would encourage us to at least once a year actually tell the citizens of our community what's going on. What does our budget look like? What are our plans? What are we doing? What kinds of opportunities are available? We need to put that information and make it available. In conjunction with that, I firmly believe one of the things that we need to do is we have a city website. We don't use that website nearly as efficiently and as openly as we could. For example, for some time now, I've been trying to convince the city council, and we have finally now agreed to doing this, to take our capital improvements budget, what we plan on doing for street improvements and repairs over the next several years, and put that on the website so that people, if they're interested, people that want to know what's going on, actually have a place in which they can go and find out what's being planned for the future. So a state of the city address would be a very good thing. Using our website more efficiently. And lastly, what I would like to do is I'd like to actually have city office hours here in City Hall for the mayor, so that in the event that someone has a concern, has something that they would like to discuss, they would be periodically able to come down to City Hall and meet with the people that they've elected, meet with the people that can actually make a choice and make a difference in their world.
Mayor Doug Schmitz, your reaction to that question?
I would definitely encourage the citizens to make sure that they stop at City Hall or talk to people on the street to make sure that we know their concerns or ideas. I mean, if they don't let us know their concerns or ideas, we have no way of fixing the ideas. I think we need to make sure that they feel welcome when they stop at City Hall, and that they're not being, shunned out the door, and not getting the answers. And I've also encouraged the constituents that at any time feel free to talk to me on the street, call my home, and I've had many people call me at home with a concern or a question, and I returned every phone call, and I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Councilman Bob Thelen, you have 30 seconds for a rebuttal if you'd like. Before we get on to question number 6 here, we'd like to remind our audience at home that you're watching the Cold Spring Mayoral debate. We also have a live audience here at City Hall, and would like to remind our audience that you have the opportunity to ask some questions. You were passed out some scratch pieces of paper. If you wanted to ask some questions, we'll be taking those questions, if possible, near the end of the debate. So we've got that coming up in just one other question here. Our 6th question goes to Mayor Doug Schmitz. You'll get the first opportunity to answer this question. Assuming local government aid will continue to shrink or at least stagnate, how can you control or contain spending at the city level?
I would continue making the decisions that we have made in the past years, and make sure that we're spending wisely and not foolishly just because things are budgeted. If there's, if times become tough, we need to make a tough decision. Do we need that or don't we need that? And I have made those decisions. I said, since becoming a council member and now the mayor, our city's tax rate has dropped from a ranking of 21 down to a ranking of 5 in Stearns County, a total of 30 cities. And I would like to see that drop even more by continuing to watch our spending, by doing some wise planning for down the future, looking at grant monies, continue to go after grant monies. In the past 8 years, we as a city have received a total of over $6.5 million in grant money. And I truly believe we need to continue going after the grant monies, and those dollars will in turn keep our tax rate low in the city of Cold Spring. Thank you.
Councilman Bob Thelen.
Thank you. Oftentimes when I'm asked a question like this, what I like to do is respond back by asking the question, if you want me to reduce your tax liability, what my first concern is, or my first question to you is, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to trade? What are you willing to share? Please understand how city government works. Police, fire, rescue, water, sewer, and streets, and mandates. Those are the things that we're required to pay for. Then in addition to those things, there are things that we like to have, like parks and libraries. If you want to decrease spending, what are you going to cut out? What are you going to take away? Most people are not going to want to get rid of fire protection, so the logical, easy choice is to get rid of libraries and parks. That's also very unsavory. So we can't get away from those things. If you can't increase spending, because the question says if the local government aid is being cut, if you don't raise taxes, if you can't get more in local government aid, the only alternative to balancing a budget is to cut expenses. If you're going to cut expenses without causing a lot of pain, we have to learn to share and share resources and trade and work together better. An example of that, if we look at our police department, we now share a police department with the city of Richmond. Both cities are experiencing wonderful police protection, wonderful service, and we've been able to share an awful lot and reduce an awful lot of expenditures, therefore keeping down our tax rate. So those are the kinds of things that I think we can do if government aid is cut out. Those are the types of things by sharing that we're going to be able to keep our tax rates low.
Mayor Doug Schmitz, you have 30 seconds for a rebuttal if you'd like.